Well, hello everyone. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike. I do bees. Going to harvest some honey here in southeast Louisiana. That's right, folks. Gonna pull some honey off the hives. We have to make room for tallow. We had a phenomenal privet flow. It's phenomenal. Very good flow. And we need to get full boxes off and put back on because the tallow flow, when it does come in, and we don't know, but it's tasseling out really nice and things are looking good and the moisture's there, but it really fills up fast. So they load boxes and boxes of that stuff in a 3-week period of time. So definitely got to make room for the tallow. So I'm gonna get my stuff together and we're gonna get busy. All right, folks, so we're loaded up. I'm in a rush. I have a couple hours to do this. So you might be asking, are you using your lift? No, I'm not today. I'm gonna gut it out, but I don't have time, which has been the hallmark of my season. So we're gonna be using fume boards, small blower, Honeybee Gone. I love Honey Bandit. I quit using it a few years ago because of expense. And well, I'm going back to it. I've not had great results with the Honeybee Gone compared to the Honey Bandit. Honeybee Gone works, but not like the Bandit for whatever reason. Not endorsing it, not anything, just what I was using. So we're gonna fume them out, get out there and get it done. Back to the lift, it's gonna hurt. But something I've always said since I bought that lift, and anybody that ever asks me for my opinion on it, I always tell them it does slow your work down. So I'm not gonna have time to go up and lift 2 at a time here and there, fume them the way I want to. So we're gonna fume them, we're gonna carry them. It shouldn't be that many, but I have to free up space for the tallow because they, and the clover. I leave the clover out for the most part, especially in the grown up part, because they are hitting it and there's other things out here. So we have to open up space, and that's what we're doing today. So no lift, gonna gut it out, we're gonna get busy. Let's go lift some supers from on high. Whew, some of them are high. So unfortunately today there will be some picking and choosing with some of these colonies. Better just have more supers, right? But I don't, so there's no sense in worrying with it. This is a partial. I'm gonna let this one go. What doesn't get pulled off today is getting pulled off next week. So I want to check, be sure. I just put this one on and it's half full. We're gonna look at this one. What I'll do is consolidate, and then an empty super will go back on. I'm gonna number them. These are almost all uncapped, but the bottom lines are full. So there's nectar coming out of that. Don't want to take it. But this one, for example, I'll take this one. 80% I want capped. If I got 80% capped of a frame, I'm gonna get my brush. I'm good. I need to get a fume board on this one immediately so I can start fuming it. It's full of honey. We'll throw that on there. There we go. This one swarmed. I don't think there was enough to harvest. Yeah, they got room. I'm gonna leave them alone. The one next to it is fine, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at this one. I don't think this was a weak colony that queened late in the year. But they're putting nectar in, but not at any kind of level, so we don't have to worry about them. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of boxes, but I want to get the full ones off today. That to me is important, making space. What I'm gonna do is come back and just replace them. So what I'll do is move empty frames from that one into here and take a few of these. I've only got a couple hours to get this done and get them in the honey house. I'll be extracting tomorrow. We'll use the brush on these, but it's all about making space. And I may only take a couple out of each little one like this. That's no biggie. Yeah, this will be the only one I get out of here probably. I want to say I moved some to the outside, so yeah, that's what I did. So look, kind of checkerboarded them. So I'll take this one. It's full on that side. So we'll do a separate video with extracting. Get some bees off here. And what I'm going to do is make sure I mark the colonies I take stuff from Probably could just fume these out and move on. Because actually I'm gonna fume these. I got 4 frames. I'm not gonna go pick and choose off this. I'll pull the 4 in a minute. Put this one back in, and we're gonna refill this tomorrow. After extracting, I gotta come out in the evening and get these back in. And that's our space. I do this every year. I say I'm not going to, but I do. Let's take a look at the other one. I tell you, that has been the theme of my year, is time. I just have not had it. It's frustrating. But hey, I might be changing that soon enough. I don't know. Time will tell. They're working so diligently right now. There's still enough of a flow that they're really getting after it. Let's look at this one. This one looks almost all uncapped, but they need space. So next week, this one will probably come off. Oh, it's heavy, but it's not all the way full. But this one, on the other hand, I know this one is making us a new queen. But we got full frames of honey. So I got to mark all these that I take honey from. Let's fume them. So I'll fume these out, take the frames I want. I'm gonna put them in a single. And I got a couple more boxes I'm gonna bring. And I'll drop the frames from the other super, or put the full super back down on top and leave the one partial on top. So tomorrow all I gotta do is I'll see the colonies that are marked. I'll come through and drop frames in. Space is space. It's at a premium. I really want mainly full boxes today, so I'm not sweating these that are partials too much. That one is gonna need a, ooh, I need to look at this queen. Back to, oh, we gotta get this thing. We need to get this thing some space. I got a super for it. What I'm gonna do is, if I take a full box, I'm gonna mark it what hive it came off of. This is number 35. I'm gonna just come back and put the box back on. Fume it. All right, we're fuming 4 of them right now, so I don't have any more fume boards. This is almost full super. Let's see what's underneath. Boy, they really capitalized on that privet. Another thing is, any swarm colonies won't get boxes back. See, this is partial. Like, I'm seeing uncapped. Let's see what's on this other super. This is a single that I'm working out of. Oh, yeah, we can consolidate a couple boxes here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is not so full. Privet is very dry. I'd be willing to say a lot of the uncapped is already dry. Let's see. I do a shake test. There's a little bit coming out of there, but I'd say the majority of that's dry. I'm gonna take that. And I am gonna dry it tonight. I am gonna dry it down some. Take this one, maybe one more. Again, this is a single colony. Since we're fuming, we have no more fume boards. Oh yeah, look at that. Just beautiful. So we'll take these, even though they're not all the way capped, we'll dry them tonight. Overnight should be fine. With a dehydrator in there, or what do you call it, dehumidifier. We'll take some of these. They're kind of halfway empty. Move some empty ones into the middle. They're not exactly empty, but you know, 9 frame boxes, they still got more to go. Of course, I didn't bring my spacer, but I'll use that tomorrow actually. So I'm giving them some space here. I've got empty right here. Gonna move these outside. Actually got empty right here. Perfect. And move them outside. And tomorrow we'll backfill these, because this should have a queen. I'm pretty sure they were queen right. They didn't swarm, and they're a single. So we'll give them one night. There'll be one night like this. And tomorrow they'll get their frames back. Actually, this needs to go on top. These bees got plenty of space. Hadn't even filled this one yet. So all right, time to get some boxes off of those. Get them loaded on the trailer, get these frames put away. That stand will be done. I need to mark this so it knows it needs frames. And 35, we're gonna take the whole box. All right, let's see what's happening over here. We're gonna consolidate over here. So let's just take a look. That's empty. How many frames we gonna get out? Oh, I left one. I think we're having issues with robbing right now. It's not as many to really pull out as I'd like. That one can go. I think I want to take this whole box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna spin 6 of them. So yeah, I'm gonna take the box. And I'll just know it comes back here. Number 35. I'll spin what I need to spin and put back on what I need to put back on with empty frames in the middle, and that'd be great. I don't even need to blow this one because the bees are all out of this. I need to look. Oh gosh, that is heavy. It may not be all the way capped, but it's sure enough about full. Look how beautiful that honey is, huh? So this one just gets its entire box back, and then we're gonna pull from this one. I might pull this whole one because there's some in the middle and they all have space. I'm gonna put that super back on. So I'm gonna mark this one. This is number 38. Since the bees are out, I just don't have a lot of spare boxes to put all these in. This one's ready, that one's ready on one side. This is a swarmed box anyway. They're not gonna take off on me. They're still making a queen. Since they're making a queen, and since queens can tend to get up in here when they're on top of the brood chamber like this, but in case that new queen is up here, on these bottom boxes above the brood chambers, I blow down. Now you'll say, well, Mike, What would the queen be doing up there? It beats me, but I've harvested a queen before. So I can't answer that question. All I can tell you is I've seen it. And it was quite frustrating because I didn't know where she came from when I was in my honey house. All right, we'll give them this super back. It's partial. So that's what I'm doing. I've got some over there that are full. I know they're full. And I got a couple over on the other yard that are full. So I'm gonna go get all those. All right, I'm gonna get ready to get these other ones out, and then I gotta get these things back into the honey house. Shouldn't have too much problem with robbing this time of year and evening, but the privet flow is wrapping up, folks. I'm looking at tallow blooms. I'm thinking 2 weeks on tallow, and they'll start laying over in certain places. Tallow lays over at different times as they go, so it's a long flow and it's a nice flow. So they'll load up heavy on that one. I took that box and I marked it. Marked that one. Okay. That's it. We're gonna move to the other stand. Everybody else will be okay until another week or so. I'll probably pull some right before tallow and add some supers as well. If we don't blow them out, a lot of them wind up in the honey house. They get caught up on the lights, they get in the windows, and they don't make it. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. About to trip. Woo-wee, off to the other side. Only got about 4 more maybe, and then that's it. So next door, we've got this tall one you can see right here. I think 2 off of that one for sure, and then those were combines. We had those are the combines we did on that other video. You don't even need to mess with those. When tallow comes in, I'm gonna harvest the deeps off of those. And then over here, the tall one right there, that one has got 1, maybe 2 that are actually full. And then you got the one on the far left that swarmed. I don't think it's not full. So basically 3, maybe 4 over here. So this is not me just trying to get as much honey as I can and capitalizing, although that's what we're gonna do. I mean, that's part of, you know, the bee part of what I do is honey. So I do want as much as I can get, and I do have customers for this very, very light floral stuff, but the purpose of this really, I could stand to get 40, 50 supers of tallow and be fine. I would like not to have to do this in the spring, but I got to make space. Every year I say I'm gonna get more supers, and I do. I've got more supers built and put on, but it's just not working out because this year we got a great flow. They're gonna have to have space. Those ones that are not quite full from the privet, that's why peaking too soon isn't a great thing, but at the same time, when you have a flow like this, they don't even have to be peaked and they can fill a super up on you and not have room for the tallow. So it's a blessing, you know, don't get me wrong, it's a blessing, but it's extra work for sure, but I'll take it. I mean, this isn't awful today. And it was 85 today. And it's probably about 80 now, so it's really in the shade. It's really nice today. This is a good spring 80, not a summer 80 where it's sticky and humid. I mean, it's humid, but anyway, let me get these off. I forgot one colony. It had 1 super on it. It has 2 supers, but one's full and one's about half. So I'm gonna take the full one and give it back to them. We looked at this one. I don't know if they even got a queen, but Anyway, I got it fuming already while I was putting stuff away. Tell you what, second deep on that one, it's full of honey too. And since they're requeening, I might just end up taking that deep off and harvesting it. There's a lot of new frames in there. All right, folks, I'm in the honey house. I'm done. I'm pleased I got done before dark. I'm doing this after work. And then I have to get everything done tomorrow evening and back on the colonies, which I've got part of the afternoon that I can do with the extraction, so that's not going to be an issue. But I got my honey house set up last night. I moved a bunch of honey buckets around and got the extractor freed up, got my tank ready to go. We got strainers, we got plenty of buckets. Won't need that many. That's our take on the harvest. Now, it looks like a lot, but it's not. But I'd say if you condense them all together, consolidate all the honey, I'd say there's probably 8 or 9 total. Maybe 10, because this deep has some, these aren't deep. Has some extra mediums in them, and not everything's capped. Again, it's not about just trying to get as much honey as I can. That's not what it's about. This is about freeing up space. So as much as I can get out, that's as many supers as I can get back on colonies for tallow. A dozen supers is a big deal. That tallow comes in heavy, and a lot of those supers out there right now, the frames are not drawn all the way out. In other words, the honey is not drawn all the way out in the cells, so they're not full, but they're too light to be pulling out of there, and not even dry enough, which privet's pretty dry. But anything uncapped in here, I'll be putting a refractometer on it, getting a good shot. Plus I'm gonna dry it, even though I did a shake test, very little nectar if any came out of any of them. But there are some that I didn't try. So what I'll do, I've got my fans, my box fans. I'll put shims on top of here. I got my dehumidifier, it's set down to 35. It'll get there soon enough. I got my AC unit set on dry, and we're gonna run the fans over this honey for a day. And hopefully that'll guarantee any stuff that's not capped, it's dry, and we can get it out here and get these opened up. And I still got to go in town. I got 4 solid supers out there that are completely full and capped and ready to go. So those have got 4, maybe 5, but for sure 4. So those will come off next week. And then another week and a half or so, I'll go back through and check everybody and see if they finished filling this stuff with the residual clover and whatever else privet they're wrapping up, whatever. And maybe we can clear out some more space. It's a pain to do it this way, but at the same time, I had one stacked head high. Well, 3 of them were stacked head high, and I can't just keep stacking super. I guess I could keep stacking supers, but in those cases, I like to under super, and that's a lot of work. They start getting high, you start pulling heavy stuff off, putting them in, and I guess that's where my hive lifter would come into play, right? All right, guys, that's going to be it. We'll do a separate harvest video. It's not going to be a big one, but it'll be a nice, clear, thick one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Glad you could come along with me. Thanks for all your support as always. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Today, we did an early honey harvest. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may God bless you richly. We'll see y'all later.